I just showed you a video of when Kate was coming onto the boat during our yacht tour, how she hit that button and the door opened up. Well, when I was away on a business trip, Kate called me and said, something's wrong with the electric door, it's not working. And I told her I'd check it out when I got back. So when I did get back, I came, pressed the button, and nothing happened. When I was shopping for boats, I really liked this electric door, but I saw it in two ways. I said, boy, that's a great feature. Automatically opening door, keeps everything stable when you're fishing and rocking around out in the ocean. And the other way I looked at it was, it's another thing that could break. And of course, it did. When you own a boat, it's not a matter of if it's going to break, it's a matter of when it's going to break. And you just have to be prepared to take it in stride and do what you need to do to get things up and running again. Just like in business. Things don't always go as planned, but you have to deal with it as it happens. Okay, let's go inside. I had to remove the sofa to get access to the door assembly. So I've got the sofa out, I've got my tools out, I've got all my rods out in the salon, and now I can get to work on troubleshooting and repairing. I checked all the voltages. We've got 24 volts coming from that transformer, and I've got 110 going to the controller. And after talking to the people that sell these controllers, the controller is bad. This LED is supposed to be lit and it's not. So he recommended that I test a few things. I pulled off this power cord, which goes to this motor. And he said once I disconnected that, the door should get a lot easier to move, which it did. So that tells me that the problem is not the motor, it is the controller. And I checked the resistance going to the motor. It's supposed to be between 10 and 16 ohms between the white and the black. And I tested that and it's 12 and a half, so that's okay too. So I ordered a new controller. That'll come in. I'll send this one back and get a refund for a core, and hopefully that will fix the issue. And like many boat projects, I found something else that was wrong. When I was checking things out, this rod that attaches to the door also attaches to that bracket on that track, and noticed that this was loose, and it turns out that this ball that bolts into that aluminum bracket has worn out. It's been 17 years, so stainless steel in an aluminum bracket is not going to work. So what I'm going to do, I bought a helicoil kit. I'm going to drill that hole out, insert a stainless steel helicoil in there, and that should fix the problem. The only issue is I'm hoping I don't have to take this whole assembly apart to get to it. Using a wrench will be much slower, but I'm only doing one hole, so it's not that bad. And when you're tapping, it's always good to go back an eighth of a turn or so to free up the chips. In my manufacturing company, we had automatic taps that we could put in the TerraPress, but we mostly tapped things as a secondary operation, a separate automatically reversing tapping head. But I've tapped plenty of holes by hand, but never using a wrench. This stainless steel helicoil in this aluminum bracket is going to be way stronger than original. So in this case, I can actually say it'll be better than new. Looks like we're through. Nice. Perfect. All right, now clean up those chips. All right, now the helicoil goes in. You can see, I'll show you how this works. This tool goes into the helicoil, and it's got a slot in it that grabs this piece that's in the helicoil. So you rotate this in, and while it's rotating, the pressure actually shrinks it a little, so it'll go in the hole. And then when you're done, you snap that bar off, and you've got a perfectly nice stainless steel thread inside that aluminum bracket. So let's hope it works. Yeah, that's going in nicely. Perfect. Perfect. I want to get it down flush. It might be sticking out a little bit out of the bottom, but that'll take care of itself when I put that ball joint in. And there is a little room underneath this bracket between it and that aluminum carriage. Okay, that looks good. What I'm going to do now is line this up and thread this in. We should be good for another 20 years or more. But it is going in nicely. And the helicoil is staying put, which is good. You don't want that to spin down along with the bolt, because then it'll just go right through the bottom. Oh yeah, that's good. Look how tight that is now. That thing was flopping all over the place. No wonder it was making so much noise opening and closing. I'm surprised it didn't jump out. Beautiful. Boy, what a difference. So between now and yesterday, you can see how tight that is. I'm pushing that back and forth. It's tight as a drum. You can see the helicoil sticking out a little bit underneath, but that's not a problem. It doesn't interfere with anything going back and forth. Now I just wait for my new controller, plug everything in, program it. Everything is programmed in this controller by this encoder on the back of the motor. There's no physical limit switches to tell when the door is open and closed. You just program this encoder fully closed, fully open, and then when it's at a point where it's almost all the way closed, it slows down and closes slowly. So the people that are selling me this, I'll mention their name in the comments, told me to get them on the phone when I do receive the new unit, and they'll walk me through the programming process. Okay, I did receive my new controller, so I'm going to plug in the new plugs before I even mount it, so I make sure I get everything in the right location. I did take a picture, but I think this will work better. I'm glad I took a picture because I had that in the wrong spot. So I am getting an LED readout now. So this was in fact a bad board. I'm getting power here. I already checked that. I am getting power to this unit, and I'm able to program it now. And I'll go through the programming process by calling the company and them having them walk me through. It goes into a learn mode where I open and close the door. Let me do that now.
Okay. Yep. So then so get your A1. So now hold down the enter button.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna press up until you get to 07.
Got it.
hold down enter and scroll to number 11.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to release and press the down button so it says 00.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
And you should be good. Now you should be able to put
Should
it in automatic or
do I have to go back
hold
down
open
to?
or whatever.
Do I have to go back down to 99?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
No, it'll lock itself after a while.
So let me try the buttons again. Okay. Okay. I've got my sofa back in place, bolted in, everything put away, and now I can come up to this button, press it, and the door opens. Opens quickly, slows down at the end, and same thing when I shut it. So the project was successful. It took a while to get this project done. It took a few days for that controller to come in, and took me a day or so for the tools to come in to retap that one hole. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, how much did this project cost? And that BOAT acronym of break out another 1,000 is pretty accurate. The controller was about $1,200, and that's with the core replacement. If I didn't have a core to send back, it would have been over $2,000. So it was an expensive project, but this is a really nice option. When we're fishing, it keeps that door open without it sliding back and forth. And there's a reason that a lot of people use this option, because it's very safe, and I can lock it using a switch up on the control panel when my grandkids are on the boat, so they can't open it and close it at random. The cost of the Stanley controller itself was $1,200, and I'm not sure what it would have cost if I hadn't done the work myself, because it took me several hours to get that project finished. It went quickly on the video, but I was on the phone with the automatic door people for over an hour getting that thing programmed, because there was a lot of sensors on this unit that aren't normally in normal sliding doors or swing doors. So it took a long time. And I don't think a person that was able to fix that controller would have also been able to fix the stripped threads in that bracket. So when you own a boat, it's just part of the deal. You need to be able to have some mechanical ability and fix a lot of this stuff yourself, or it's going to cost you a lot of money. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.